One of the most common debates about Darth Vader is whether or not the Jedi-turned-cyborg was capable of using Sith lightning, the dark side technique first shown in Return of the Jedi, which has since then become a fan favorite. Debate continues about the nature of this power and exactly who can use it. Two barriers stand in the way of Darth Vader using lightning. The first, and most obvious, is the fact that a powerful electric discharge would fry his life support system. The second, and less well-known reason, is that the Force requires living tissue to manipulate.
Life breeds it, makes it grow.
We know that Lucas has stated that due to the extent of Vader's injuries at the hands of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar, he has lost as much as 60% of his potential power. In fact, in the novelization of Revenge of the Sith, we get to peer into the mind of Palpatine as he mourns the loss of seeing such potential wasted, reflecting to himself that living fingers are required to conjure blue Sith lightning. Well, I say bullpucky. Are you meaning to tell me that there is something innately different about the fingers as compared to the rest of living tissue that means they are the only part of the body that can produce lightning? Like, you don't think Palpatine could shoot lightning out of his toes if he wanted, or conjure it out of the air for that matter? With every other Force power, the practitioner can strengthen their focus by raising their hand, but they are completely capable of using the power without gesturing. This is true of Darth Vader's inorganic hands too, by the way. Do you mean to tell me that this Force lightning is the only power that actually requires moving your hands? Let's assume that it cannot be generated out of thin air, and does in fact have to come directly from living tissue. What is stopping Vader from generating lightning in his body and then channeling it outward through his suit? Oh, right. The fact that his life support system would get fried if he did that. Hey, you know what other life support system would shut down if you pumped lightning through it? Your heart. It has always confused me that people are so quick to point out that Vader is heavily machine, and the metal in his body would conduct the electricity. But somehow people forget that all of our bodies are good conductors of electricity, and our heart, lungs, and even brain are powered by electrical currents. If anything, metal is going to be far more resilient to electricity than flesh. I mean, look how well he holds up against the Emperor compared to Luke. He's doing that one-handed with an already damaged respirator. Whenever people discuss whether or not Vader could have become powerful enough to kill the Emperor, I always like to point out the fact that he did kill the Emperor. So yes, lightning would damage Vader's mechanical parts, but so would blaster fire, right? And yet, we see him deflecting this energy-based attack with his hands on two separate occasions. And it isn't because his robotic limbs have some sort of inbuilt resistance to energy-based weaponry either, since he gets one of them chopped off in his duel with Luke. Vader is using a little-known Force power called Tutaminis in this scene, which allows the user to channel the Force to redirect energy-based attacks. This is not some Legends nonsense either. There is canonical evidence of this ability. See? Yoda is made of living tissue and is hurt by Force lightning, and yet can repel Force lightning when he focuses. Vader is hurt by an energy-based weapon, and yet can repel an energy-based weapon when he focuses. Are you sensing a pattern here? There's no reason to believe that Vader couldn't learn to protect his mechanical parts from electricity by using the Force. Let's keep in mind one final piece of information to consider. Did you catch it? No? Well, in the novelization, this quick gesture where Anakin releases Palpatine from an energy-based shackle is explained as him being able to figure out the inner workings of the machine just by looking at it. Basically, he has to know how it works to turn it off just by waving. We often forget that Darth Vader was a prodigy when it came to understanding machinery. That would mean he would understand his own limbs better than anybody else. He would probably be able to figure out how to imbue them with the Force. Actually, not probably, definitely, since we see him doing exactly that. Well, what do you think? Am I onto something or grasping at straws? Or black volcanic sand? Leave me a comment to let me know. Give me a thumbs up or subscribe to make me smile. And check out my other Star Wars videos for more theories. And as always, thanks for watching.